Do they all do it? Of course not. That's life. So hello, welcome to the vlog. It is that time of year, and what do I mean by that? Well, for some things in life there are certain windows of opportunity where if you're going to do it now. If you don't do it now, forget about it, because it's not worth doing it later. And the thing we're talking about in that context is this: seeds. And yeah, have a quick look at this. This right here is this afternoon's haul. That is everything that I'm going to be trying to grow. Well, first in here in the spare room, and then out on the balcony later in the year when it's a little bit warmer. When you buy a packet of seeds, there's some little Roman numerals on the back there, and that tells you what months you should be planting them. If you don't plant them in that right window of a couple of months, then yeah, don't. As I have said before, since I've sort of tentatively started to do a bit of growing vegetables in the last couple of years, it suddenly made all those analogies and parables and stories and illustrations you've heard about the growing of things or the sowing of seeds suddenly come to life in a much more real way. And I think if I was going to make a deeper point about today, seeds to be sown, we want a harvest of hot chili peppers later in the year. They are a staple in our diet. We enjoy eating them, and it's fun to grow. It's fun to be able to go out and pick your fresh peppers and throw them in your dinner. The point is, if I don't get these into the ground, or at least into a tub of earth here at the right time, I'm not going to get what I want. The fruit, the result of my labours. So the seed sowing, you know, the planting, the watering, the cultivating, all of that, they're all metaphors that we use in our lives for all sorts of stuff beyond actually physically growing vegetables. But there are lessons, and I think if I was going to take one lesson from what I'm doing today, it is make sure you start something at the time you should be starting it. If we don't do it at the right time, we've missed the opportunity. That window is shut. Now, when it comes to this sort of stuff, this is an annual thing. It's not like if I miss this opportunity, I've missed it forever and ever. I can come back next year around this time of year and I can start again. I get another shot at it. I think in life there's stuff like that where, okay, we've missed this window to do this, but maybe it'll come around again. So it's important to be sensitive to the seasons. And that was my thing today. I was out with Rowan and I'm like, you know what? Like, if I don't grab today, it's a nice sunny day, I've got a bit of time, I'm in the mood. If I don't do this today, I might miss the moment and we might get none of this for this year. The past couple of years I've started everything off in little plastic cups and then putting it up into bigger yogurt pots and then into bigger tubs outside. I'm going to try something different this year because I think I've killed a lot of budding plants by too much transplanting and stuff. So we're going to try filling up this with potting compost. We're going to chuck a bunch of seeds in a couple of rows in that. So we have been collecting ice cream tubs. This is not, you know, happened overnight. I'd just like to point that out. So what I'm going to do now, pop some holes in the bottom of these. We'll use the lids as trays that they can sit on, and those will be my basic potting things. And we'll see if it works. Hopefully this is going to be a good solution and be more space efficient for my little table, which I have here. I want to keep everything on this and not end up with something really sprawling. We'll see how it goes. Hard at work with the Leatherman, and I now have 18 ice cream tubs with holes in the bottom. Look at that. I'm really happy by how neatly they fit. In the end, we need to eat 2 more tubs of ice cream. That's not going to be the biggest problem in the whole world. And then we will have 20 tubs sitting there on the table. That's a beautiful thing. Next step, fill them all up and plant some seeds. We are ready to go. This is what's going where. I need to grab myself a Sharpie, actually write on these pots what I'm putting in there so I don't forget. So we're about halfway through the planting process. Green Sharpie because we're gardening. Bad handwriting because I don't write enough. Seeds in the dirt. And we'll just poke them down a bit. Obviously if you're a real gardener and you're watching this and I'm making horrible, horrible mistakes, you've got two options. You can leave a comment chastising me and maybe I'll learn from it, or you could just move on and forget you ever saw this happening. I mean, either way, I don't really mind. You know, knock yourself out, do what you need to do. I say that to say this is not a gardening tutorial. I'm not putting this on the internet to expect anyone to take anything about gardening out of this. But maybe the stuff about metaphors and illustrations, there might be something in that. The watering is done. The seeds are sown. It is now time for them to grow. And over that I have very little control, other than I will come down every day and have a look, give them water when they need it, and then it's up to them really, and the sun that comes streaming through the window. To go back to our illustration, our metaphor, I think working with young people is something you're really conscious of. You know, for many of them, they have a window in their life, about the age when we're working with them, when they're teenagers, where it's like they can choose to do something at that age and get a massive head start on doing it over trying to do it later in life, whether that's learning music, which is a big part of what we're doing, whether that's learning to snowboard or other stuff that we're involved in. It's an age to really go, let's plant the seed now, let's do something with this. Do they all do it? Of course not. That's life. Some of them really understand the opportunity they're getting and really do make the most of it. Some of them, you can tell, they've got no conception of what's around the corner when they hit their 20s or their 30s. If you know you're in a situation where now's the time to do something and watch it grow, don't put it off till next month, next year, because not everything comes around every year like sowing your balcony garden seeds. So that is it for this week's video. Thanks very much for watching. Do give us a big thumbs up for planting seeds. Do leave a comment or question if you want to know more. And do remember that together we do adventure. We'll see you next time.